Yeah.
I'm making my way.
I was just listening to that song. Yeah, oh god. Okay. Hello everybody. We are here talking about Legend of Vox Machina Season 2. Normally this would be a Blue Mudge review, but we're doing it as a normal episode because fuck it.
Yeah. Plus we've not prepared.
I'm sorry?
Plus we've not been prepared.
Tomato, tomato.
Yeah.
But wow.
I like how they deviated from the actual
I wasn't expecting that.
campaign.
Yeah, like I wasn't. Oh, sorry.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Obviously, spoilers.
Massive thing of screen.
Yeah, well, because like the deviation from the campaign, I wasn't expecting them to deviate as strongly as they did.
Mm-hmm.
Because like,
well, I mean, didn't Craven Edge kill Grog?
Craven Edge did kill Grog in the campain.
But
like,
instead it just zapped his strength and his muscles.
that was interesting. Because in the thing, Grog had Craven Edge for a lot longer.
Yeah, he did.
Look, granted, he did get rid of it during the arc of the Chroma Conclave. Because he actually got rid of it, like, timeline-wise, he got rid of it in the same, like, timeline-wise, because Silas was the original wielder of Craven Edge. Silas got killed, and Grog picked up Craven Edge. Craven Edge turned out to be a piece of crap. And then when they were searching for Oseis's mate, I remember Oseis, the other Sphinx.
I don't know.
Yeah. When they're searching for the Sphinx in the like frozen area, because Grog hadn't fed it blood in a while, it just outright killed Grog. Like it basically just ate his soul.
Mm-hmm.
And so they had to sever Grog's cursed connection to the sword, resurrect Grog, and then they sent the sword to another dimension.
Well, you see, have you watched the watch parties?
I have not seen the watch parties. I need to. Right.
Well, one of the questions was, why didn't Craven Edge kill Grog?
What was the answer?
It was, I think Travis said something like, they all die at least once and then just resurrect. That's not much of a storyline.
Honestly, I agree.
Making him thin and twiggy.
Well, because no, that's actually is that actually now that you mention it?
I'm as puny as Fox.
Because like, think about what happened with Grog there. Grog's entire thing was being, I am strong, I am muscular, I am mighty. That was like his entire thing. And then Earthbreaker Groon, I love, because like when Grog in the campaign, when Grog fought Earthbreaker Groon,
yes,
he answered the question in that fight. Like in the campaign, he had answered it in the fights. Granted, it took him a moment to get there. But like the answer he gave, where I get my strength from my friends, he gave that answer in that fight.
Well, I mean, how long was the fight in the campaign? That must have been like...
I don't remember. But like...
when was that fight in the campaign? Because I've started watching like the Chroma Conclave arc again.
I don't remember. That particular fight, I want to say it was during the Chroma Conclave arc. Because my brain is wanting to say he had the knuckles, but like,
I think he did.
like in the show, Grog's whole thing was being a strong guy, and then
Mm.
oh no, like Craven Edge took that away from him. Grog is now no longer the strong man. What does Grog have left? And eventually, like when he and the entire thing, one of the major themes of season 2 was we are in way over our heads. We are fighting, and this came up with Kevdak, with Umbrasil, with even facing Sealdor, and are facing the dude in the shade mark.
Oh God, him.
Was we are way out of our league here. We are not equipped to fight this thing, but we're gonna do it anyway because if not now, when? If not us, who? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
We will almost certainly die, but we're gonna do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like when Grog goes to fight Kevdak, you can tell
He's still puny.
He's still puny. You can tell. Yeah, I know I'm going to die. But if nothing else, I can make a statement.
Exactly.
At least.
And it did make a statement.
It did make a statement, and then he realized because when he sees in that moment he sees Pike, his like his closest friend,
His best buddies.
My best buddy Pike.
Buddies.
About to get crushed, literally crushed under Kevdak's heel.
Oh,
and
mate.
He meets Grog, and he's like,
that was breaking my heart.
I know. And then in that moment, he realizes my strength doesn't come from my muscles and my weapons. It comes from my friends and the people who lift me up.
Yeah, because he saw them running across the roof.
Yeah, and that is when he finds the strength within himself to fight Kevdak.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But dude, when Kevdak slammed him on that fucking pike.
No pun intended.
Yeah. And then he was pushing down, and all of a sudden you just see it come out of his stomach.
You see this thing up from his stomach, and cool, because that actually happened in the campaign. He actually did get stabbed. Yeah, Kevdak actually did that to Grog in the campaign.
I need to watch. I am watching it, but it's obviously taking some time.
Well, yeah, because that's another thing I want to talk about. Because I started watching this season.
Lay down. 1 sec.
Okay.
Ollie, stop digging holes in my bed. Okay, that's it. You can just lie on the iPad.
Because I went into this season assuming, I guess I started the season thinking that they were going to do the entire Conclave arc in one season.
I was kind of thinking they weren't, because they actually announced the season 3, and I just went,
well, I had assumed
that's probably why
season
3 got picked up, so they could continue the Conclave.
Exactly. I mean, I assumed season 3 was, well, I won't say it here, but you know what I assumed season 3 was going to be. The final arc of the actual campaign. That's what I assumed season 3 was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
But and so, but then once they got to the point where it was after the first 3 episodes, because they released the episodes 3 at a time. Once they got to the first 3 episodes, and they had gotten, I think, 1 vestige by that point, and had 0 fights with any dragons. I'm like,
yeah, it was Mythcarver, wasn't it? Scanlan got
no, they didn't get Mythcarver there. That was where they got Deathwalker's Ward first.
Did they?
I know in the campaign they got Deathwalker's Ward, and then they went to get and then they went to visit the Sphinx and got Mythcarver and learned about all the other vestiges. Okay, well, here's another thing we'll need to think about.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. But I mean, my brain is failing to remember on whether or not they did that in the show. Like, did they get the Deathwalker's ward first, which was Vax's armor? For
Mm.
those who don't know, for those who haven't watched the campaign, Deathwalker's ward is the name of the armor that Vax got from the Raven Queen.
Mhm.
And then they got Mythcarver, which was the sword. I can't remember if they did it in that order in the show or not. My brain
Yeah.
is wanting to say yes. No. One thing though that I just now realized, because in the campaign, every vestige that Vox Machina got their hands on, the Sphinx told them about. Like the Sphinx had Mythcarver in the campaign, gave it to Scanlan there, and then told them all the other vestiges. In the show, the only vestiges that they were told about that what they didn't already have or weren't given to them by the Sphinx were the Titanstone Knuckles and the Fenthras Bow. No mention was made of the Spire of Conflux, Whisper, Cabal's Ruin. You know?
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, because like, no, and especially so because Spire of Conflux, I can, if they didn't include that bit in the show, I can make sense because it wasn't a whole lot of things. But like, the Cabal's Ruin Whisper thing, because Cabal's Ruin and Whisper were both gone at the same time when they fought Ripley.
Mhm.
I'm interested to see how, if at all, they'll include those in the show, because that arc of going to Glint Shore, Percy's death, and all of that
yeah.
was and killing Ripley was a major part in the story of not in all of Vox Machina, really.
Shit, forgot about
Yeah,
that. That's why I'm rewatching it.
yeah. Well, that's actually a question I had, because like, hold on, was there any member? No, every member of Vox Machina got at least one vestige, right? Like in the campaign, because like Grog had the Knuckles, Vax had the Deathwalker's Ward and Whisper, Keyleth got the Spire of Conflux, Percy had Cabal's Ruin, Vex had the Fenthras Bow, Scanlan had Mythcarver, Pike had the Plate of the Dawn Martyr.
Yeah.
The armor, which that armor, granted, I doubt they'll go for it because it wasn't too much of like a character development moment. That armor saved Pike's life.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm trying to think which of the
So they haven't mentioned any of those other ones.
yeah, I'm trying to think which of like the other vestiges haven't mentioned yet.
Unless they get mentioned in the next season.
Well, that's true. Because like it's been this season proves that they're not afraid to deviate from what the already established story was. Because in the campaign or in the show, half the party got split up and half of them went to the Feywild to get the Fenthras Bow, and the other half making my way to Westruun for the Titanstone Gauntlets.
And a very puny Grog.
Yes, the party never split up in the campaign, and so they proved that, like they're not afraid as long as they maintain the same basic story and that hit the important stuff. They're not afraid to deviate.
God no.
Well, because it proved another thing: the Sphinx died.
Very quickly.
Yeah, the Sphinx died. Like in episode 12, you see its head mounted on several spikes. The Sphinx never even fought for Umbrasyl in the campaign. So it's like,
Oh, by the way, do you know who voices Vorgol?
who?
Liam.
Wait, Liam O'Brien?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yep.
Did not expect that.
Look at the you can hear it. You can hear it in his voice.
Vorgol, we only hear Vorgol speak like twice, don't we? In the
Yeah.
Because he wasn't important.
He kind of sounds like an orc.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing I'm interested in, for reasons I won't say here. But you know what I mean. I'm interested to see how they handle when they go to Draconia to fight for Vorgal. For reasons that you're aware of, you know? Right? What? I can't hear you.
Can you not understand that?
I'll just message me, and I'll edit this part out later. Yeah, I might not have time to edit this like tonight because I have to thing in a couple hours. But I'll edit later tonight then and get it up tomorrow. Yes. Yeah.
Hi,
Lou.
Mom.
Hi.
What do you want?
No, here, Holly.
What you...
All right, hold on. Wouldn't be a Blue Ones episode if Lou's mom didn't come in and interrupt at least once.
Hi. Hey, bye.
Hey, we good?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that hello, I because that was a
That was
regardless
huge.
that like even with everything that happened, that was a huge part of the Chrono Conclave, and especially the whole thing when they were dealing with Voragol. So I'm interested to see how they handled that.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah. Yeah, like I was saying, going
I
back to
mean,
what else.
it sounds like they're going to cut that out, though.
Well,
Unfortunately.
I hope they don't. I hope they find, because obviously they can't do it the same way that they have in the campaign. I hope they find a way to properly include it, because it was a major like character growth moment of the show. It was a reminder to Vox Machina of why despite fighting this unassailable force, why they are continuing to fight it, so that stuff like this doesn't happen anywhere, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah. But going back to what I was saying before, because like I had originally thought that Chrono Conclave was going to be one season, and then episodes 1 through 3 happened. I'm like, okay, and I eventually had gotten to the point where like, where I thought would be a really interesting cutoff point, and I told you this a few times. I may have even said this on the podcast. I don't know. I can't remember. Which would be right after the fight with Voragol, because it would be interesting. Like the fight with Voragol, sweet, 2 dragons down. We have one dragon. Possibly, we have one dragon on our side? Question mark. Don't know how much we can trust her. All that's left is the big bad, the Cinder King.
Mhm.
And it would be this like awesome way of like, hey, Voragol and Umshil are dead. The Chrono Conclave know we are a threat. They are going to take action against us now. And it would be this like epic, like suspenseful cliffhanger to, hey, next season, shit's going down, you know, right away. We got to be prepared for the Chrono Conclave striking back and strike back against them first. I thought that, but then as the season kept continuing and they still hadn't even fought Umbrasyl yet, I'm like, okay, I'm interested to see how they go. Like the episodes were good, and I had faith that they would make them good and leave it on a good note. I just didn't know what that was.
I mean, the executive producers are Travis and Sam.
That is true. Travis is our executive producers. Yeah, but like they ended it on actually a note I never expected, which was the Raishan reveal. Raishan,
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
because like Raishan had been in White Zone the entire time.
I didn't know they'd taken over Yenin, though.
Well, in the show, it made sense why they did that, because in the show, what happens, in the show, what happened was they had gotten a secret assume the halfling master of information. They had arranged for him to be escorted out of Iman because he had been trapped in Iman. Arranged for him to be escorted out of Iman and brought him to Whitestone because being the master of information, he would have some helpful info, you know? And also because like they had also heard he was still alive in there. Turns out that they hadn't actually gotten Sacred Assume. It was just a polymorphed Raishan.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. And so, but like putting that part in there of getting Assume back, and then the whole reveal of that, it would take too much time. So they did keep it yen with someone who already was in Whitestone. And my guess is that Keeper Yenin, because Keeper Yenin still plays a role especially in the final arc of the campaign. I think Keeper Yenin is still alive, just didn't happen to be at that meeting.
No, I mean that's Raishan who's been polymorph.
Well, yeah. Well, no, because like I'm saying the real Keeper Yenin.
Yeah, I know. So Keeper Yenin is probably tucked away somewhere.
Maybe.
Raishan's probably got her.
Probably. But like, here's a question for you. Bless you. Did you notice something about Raishan in that final sequence of episode 12?
No.
Did you look at her neck?
Not closely.
I did. So like you knew how you know the whole Raishan's whole deal was, right? Yeah, with the whole the curse sickness that Raishan has. I looked at like the weird Yen and Raishan, and granted, like the thing on the side of the head looked like part of a dragon scale thing, but I looked at the neck and you could very clearly see if you look closely what looks like black veins. You can literally see the curse.
Raishan's the green dragon, right?
Raishan was the green dragon who was slowly dying to that curse.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. And that was why she hated Thordak, because he refused to tell her how to save herself.
Nah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And so that was the whole thing of why Raishan wanted to turn on Thordak.
Yeah, buddy.
But yeah, but like, wow.
This season's just been...
I definitely liked this season more than I liked season 1, mainly because
true.
Something they were able to do this season was in just a 12 episode arc, they were able to they were able to have like pretty much everyone except for maybe Percy a bit. But granted, he kind of already had his moment last season. Have everyone go through a personal character growth moment, you know? Like everyone did that. Vax with becoming the champion of the Raven Queen and accepting his destiny, accepting this is what fate has laid out for me. Like he said, you can either run from it or rise to meet it on your own terms. And Vax finally gets the courage to do that. Scanlan accepting responsibility for his daughter, like saying, hey, I have this daughter. I'm going to be a father, even though I don't deserve it.
Wait, I'm daddy? That was fucking brilliant.
the entire time, because like, as soon as they introduced Kaylee, and then for like 3 episodes didn't reveal that, I'm like, fucking when Danny hears that reveal, oh boy. But yeah, there was that whole thing. There was Keyleth with her Aramente, and like I think it was like episodes 4 through 6, something like that.
Yeah.
Keyleth and her whole thing with the Aramente. Um,
Grog with Kevdak.
Grog with Kevdak.
And Groom.
Grog with Kevdak and Groon. Pike kind of had her thing last season too, with her whole like law
Yeah, so
her
Pike
fate.
and Percy had
Pike and
theirs.
Percy had their moments last season.
Mm.
Granted, they both still have more moments to go.
Mhm.
But there was also fucking Vex in the Shade Mark Bog. After she realizes that, like, because Vex's thing is
Trying to please her father.
yeah. Vex's whole thing was like trying to please her father, trying to
AKA Troy Baker.
yeah, and finally realizing that, like, I don't feel like the show Vex has like fully completed that arc yet, but she's definitely made a step of I don't necessarily need my father's love and affection to be the best version of myself. I don't necessarily need that. Because like I have my family right here. I've been traveling with them for years. And I already have their love and support.
Yeah.
And I believe even if she subconsciously had started to know it before, I believe it was in that moment where like the show version of Vex like consciously realized that she had feelings for Percy. Because yeah, spoiler alert, Vex and Percy get together.
Dude, I was so hoping that they'd do the bath scene.
I don't think that would be fun if they did. I don't think they will though.
I don't know. I mean, that was funny. That was a big part at one point.
Well, it was a part. It was a big part. It was like a funny thing, but it was a big part because of the conversations between Vex and Percy, or sorry, Vex and Percy, because it was like after Percy and Vex had started to confess their feelings for each other, they were like a thing now, and then it was also at the time where Percy and Vex were still kind of like at odds in a lot of things. The fact that, hey, this guy that I'm in some ways at odds with is now in a relationship with my sister.
Yeah.
And given the relationship between Vex and Vex, obviously Vex wants to make sure Percy doesn't do anything untoward. And so that conversation they had was important for that character growth. I feel like given how this season went and where it ended, and that what season 3 is looking like it's going to be, I feel like that conversation will happen. Not probably in the bathtub, but probably the similar conversation will happen like in season 3, where Vex and Percy will get together. Probably in one of the earlier episodes, I would imagine.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, like I would imagine get in some of the earlier episodes, because the Vox Machina knows, okay, the defeat of Umberstone was a symbol of hope that the Criminal Conclave, as they said, is not invincible. They can be killed. It's going to be immensely difficult, but it's possible.
Yes.
And so
just shove Scanlan and Vax up their ass.
Exactly. I was so happy that they added in a nod of Scanlan fisting the wound with Big D's hands.
Oh, I know.
No,
Vax was just like, nice fisting. I was like, huh?
No, because like I've rewatched that specific bit from the campaign a couple of times, and even Sam was disgusted by what he was asking to do, because like, someone brings and he's like, oh. Actually, you know what? Hold on.
Oh no. Are you doing what I think you're doing?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, did you know the grandkids were his kids?
I'm sorry?
Scanlan's grandkids, the imaginary ones.
Yeah.
Were his kids.
I don't think I knew that, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kestrel and Maximus.
Nice. Okay.
Oh, what? No.
I drop the snake, try to get that little bubble of air, and
I'll cut this part
I'll
out.
fucking cast Bigby's hand.
I'll cut this
Okay,
part out
sure.
of this thing, obviously.
So he's not
You won't need to
bucket of
cut it
air.
out.
You bring your hand up. You do your quick
Maybe.
somatic components.
You won't need to
phrase,
cut it out. We won't get copyrighted.
Bigby's
for it.
hand appears and is currently being kind of squished between some of the walls of the stomach.
Yeah. Can you move at all?
Yeah.
While he's trying- Okay. I would like to fist the wound.
Nice face.
Look at Travis. Oh my god.
Just kind of like, just jam it, just like find a finger and just kind of like, how you like that?
Or fingering. Oh, okay. Oh, right. All right.
So yeah, there's that.
Dude, what episode is that?
Um,
Please say I'm close to that.
I can't remember. I can't remember. That was the fight with Voragal. Or sorry, not Voragal.
Umbrasil.
Umbrasil. Yes, thank you. But one thing I want to say. The one of the things I loved in episode 10, because like was how like how
the Kev Duck fight.
yeah, that episode with the
Yeah,
Kev deck
yeah.
fight, which was when Grog sees Vox Machina along the rooftops, like
Yeah.
the other four members. Yeah. And then he saw Pike on the other side there, and there's also Scanlan, and he just screams like Vox Machina, fuck shit. Ah!
You should have seen my reaction to that. I was just like,
Like that moment was amazing because like the entire Vox Machina just comes in and wrecks house. But yeah, like
yeah, but it was when Grog just was like, I get my strength from my friends, and then when I want to rage, and like the veins and everything popping out of him.
his muscles come back because like his strength doesn't necessarily come from his rage or his ferocity. It comes from his friends who, like I said before, who give him the support to go through all these things.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I mean, that Fox Machina fuck shit up was in the
in the
Finding
campaign.
Grog, wasn't it?
No, Vox Machina fuck shit up was in it was in that moment. It's like the exact moment when the fight is going
Did they
against,
actually do that in the campaign?
yeah, in the campaign. The fight was going against Grog. It happened in a different sense because like there were a few different details that were switched around, but the core essence was the same, where it was mostly just Grog against Kevdak.
Yeah.
Vox Machina had taken up positions around the areas in secret, and then
I
Grog was like
remember.
fuck up, and then it was just Vox Machina versus the herd.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah.
I am very impressed with all the songs.
Yeah. I'm making my way. I'm making my way.
I made myself a ringtone.
Oh, of course.
Hold on. I'll just play a couple of minutes of it. Well, a couple of seconds of it, sorry.
Yeah. It's only like a minute long. Oh, you went with that song. Wow.
Oh, hell yes, I went
Like,
that way.
Scanlan's song when he did the love song. I'm like Ashley and Sam singing "Make My Way." There was the weird whatever song Scan was singing during the Kevdak fight.
I have no idea what that song was, but that was
Yeah.
fucking sick.
Yeah,
That was a cool song.
it was.
The other one in the tavern, Kaylee and Scanlan.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah. But yeah, I went that route. I have replayed that song many times.
Yeah.
Thank you, YouTube.
Yeah. Like, they end like I said, they ended it on a really good note. You know, they ended it right after the Rajan fight, right when the entire season it's all about Vox Machina like getting knocked down constantly. And
Well,
then they
yeah.
finally get something good, and they realize, despite all of this, there are reasons we are fighting. There is hope for the world.
Mhm.
And they were like, there is hope for the world, but you still don't have all the info. Rashawn is on your side now. Why? Thordak is up to something. What is it?
Why could Vex not sense Raishan? I can't remember that one.
So in the campaign, Vex never had like this innate sense of dragons. What she did was it was her ranger ability, which her favorite entity in her primeval awareness was
Right.
set to dragons, because they have yet to address this in the show. I hope they do. In the campaign, Thordak is the dragon that killed Vex and Vex's mom. Yeah.
Wait, I thought that was already said.
I don't know. I don't believe it was. I think they said that their mother was killed by a dragon, but it was never specified that it was Thordak.
Ooh.
Thordak is the dragon that killed Vex and Vex's mom. I hope they bring that up, because that would be a huge character growth moment for both of them.
Definitely. Oh, please. Oh, please.
Yeah. And one thing they've also not mentioned, and yes, Thordak has kind of been more, at least in season 2, Thordak was more of a behind the scenes villain. He was kind of like Thanos. Like in the MCU, how like for most of the Infinity Saga, Thanos was the villain. Like, hey, we know this is the big bad.
Was the villain who was causing most of the stuff.
And he's the guy who's behind a lot of stuff that's going on, but we're not fighting. He's not the direct threat yet. There are other threats that we have to deal with first.
Is he still, like, he's not in that plane of existence, is he? Because he keeps showing through somewhere.
Thordak, no. So Thordak at the
Or has
present,
he got the...
no, Thordak is in Iman. But dragons and because a fantastical creature like a dragon who has a giant crystal embedded in his chest.
Yeah. True.
Dragons are like it can be innate spellcasters by nature. Some of them can be.
Oh.
And so, plus even then, they also like just straight up have the ability to cast spells anyway. So it's not too far fetched that Thordak can project a hologram of himself to Umbrasyl.
Ah, see, that's what was confusing me. I was like, what's going on?
Like, one thing, I need to rewatch the Conclave arc, because I can't even remember how they explained it in the campaign.
That's what what I'm watching.
Because what happened was what they had done in the campaign was they had tethered Thordak's like soul and his entire essence of being to that crystal, and that crystal was then tethered to the elemental plane of fire, and it was set up in such a way where if Thordak ever left the plane of fire, he would instantly die, just straight up instant death.
Yeah,
that's what it was supposed to be, because he was too strong to be killed outright, but they were able to do that. I can't, and like he embedded the crystal into his chest. I can't remember though how that allowed him to leave the fire plane and survive. It wasn't supposed to originally, because like Alora and Kima were part of that adventuring party. I can't remember how they explained of how Thordak was able to get all that done.
Another thing I want to see as well is obviously when Scanlan dies, I want to see Grog go, fix him.
Yes.
Can't actually remember when he dies, so when is it?
Oh, I know exactly when it dies, and that brings up an interesting point on.
Is that in the Conclave?
It is in the Conclave arc. It's an
Oh, it
interesting
was.
point because he dies during the second fight with Raishan.
Second.
So what happens is they assault on Iman, they kill Thordak, and then they immediately fight Raishan.
Yes.
Despite being drained from the fight with Thordak, they almost succeed. They almost succeed in killing 2 ancient dragons on only 1 rest.
Jesus.
But like Raishan just manages to overpower them. So they have no choice but to pull back and let Raishan flee. Both teams rest up. They find Raishan, and then they go kill Raishan. But during that fight, Percy and Scanlan both die. They resurrect Percy, and Scanlan. But
How
like,
do they resurrect Scanlan again? Because Grog's just like, fix it!
that's what I'm saying. Because like, well, they bring him back to Whitestone. They do the ritual. They bring Kaylee back to like be part of the ritual and all that. But like, that's actually an interesting thing you bring up because this would be a reason why they might need us to have season 4 also be like the end of the Conclave arc. Because like it could like okay, speculating ahead, season 3 could be the Vox manga somehow learns about the other vestiges.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Like there's a way to learn about like all the other vestiges from the campaign that were never mentioned in the season 2. And they kind of do they repeat certain elements of this season where a lot of it is them hunting vestiges while like also simultaneously hunting Voragol, because Voragol would be the next target. And then the season 3 would have to end. They probably wouldn't be able to include the fight at Fort Daxio. It would probably have to end like, hey, season 4 would have to begin with the assault on Iman. The assault on Iman, Thordak is killed.
Yeah.
Raishan escapes or whatever. Either Raishan escapes and they go fight them, or they fight Raishan then and there, and all the stuff that happened in that fight, they just do it immediately. And they just like do it immediately, and then because the whole thing of Scanlan leaving with Kaylee was a major character moment for all of Vox Machina.
Yep.
And so I'm just interested on like how they would end that, because the only way I can think of to properly show that would be to all of like the Tyrion Darrington stuff.
Oh shit.
Which I'm because like
Dodie?
I'm interested to see how Tyrion would be brought into the show. Like, depending on how they do it, I'd understand if they don't include most of that stuff. Because for a format of a series like the show, a lot of that stuff could be cut out. I mean, like some of it couldn't it be like it would have to be Keela finishing her Aramente.
Oh god.
What?
I want them to do the Keela goldfish.
A goldfish. He has the goldfish thing. That'll be interesting. Yeah. But like I was saying, Keela fishing Aramente, they'd have to do that. They could probably get away with cutting out the whole trick foot thing. I could see them cutting that part out.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole thing of them like going to hell. Why did they go back to hell again? I don't remember. Oh, they went to hell to kill the Rakshasa. What was his name?
Oh, the Rakshasa.
The Rakshasa was never in the show, and it was mentioned, but it was never like a big thing in the show.
Yeah, it wasn't in the show.
Hodis.
That's the one.
Yeah. So like it wouldn't really matter that much.
So,
So
they'll
like
skip. They can easily skip that.
yeah,
That
they
wasn't
can easily
mentioned.
skip that.
But I mean, what I'm interested in is obviously because season 3 got announced.
Yes.
Behind me,
Oh yeah, that.
Mighty 9 animated series as well.
I'm interested to see how that's gonna go.
That is going to be insane.
Oh yeah.
So basically, Titmouse are doing 2.
Critical series.
Yeah. I wouldn't put it past them either to do Bell's Hells
Well,
eventually.
I don't know because like Bell's
With all the
Hells.
stuff with Laudna,
It's true. Well,
Delilah.
because like Bell's Hells is on episode like 47, I think 47 or 48, something like that.
I don't know. I need to catch up.
I'm on 43, I believe.
I think he might be ahead of me.
But yeah, but like
Shit.
all that, there's still 2 years or so until that's done.
Mhm.
So depending on like how quickly the stories of Legend of Vox Machina and Animated Mighty Nine are moved. Well, actually, because here's the thing. I feel what I would imagine now, obviously, that depending on how they do it, they might be able to do it differently. What I would imagine is that they wouldn't want to. Okay, I would not want to start like writing the Bell's House animated until the campaign is completed, because
Oh God, yeah.
because
Oh.
then like all the plot threads that need to be set up that would come into play in later seasons, all that stuff. Nothing had been set in stone yet, so why would you start saying those plot threads if you don't know what's going to happen? And so, if they were to, hey, 2 years from now, then start releasing Bell's House animated, yeah, immediately that would make sense. But they wouldn't. But it takes years to even start producing this, because how long of a time between the Vox Machina Kickstarter and last year when season 1 came out was there? It was a few years, right?
I don't know, because I wasn't even involved in it. Which I wish I was. But me.
Let me check real quick.
Also, I just realized that maybe Mighty 9 is not a series.
What do you mean?
Because they've signed a movie deal. Not one point does it say it's an animated series.
There's no way you'd be able to make any, unless they like were only highlighting like one adventure.
Yeah, they could be. Might be a new one.
Maybe.
That'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Because they have signed multi-movie deal on video game. Which I can't wait for a Critical Role video game.
Yes. I'm trying to.
I mean, they have got their own video company now, haven't they? Called Meta pigeon.
It was 2 years. So it was early March to mid-April of 2019 was the duration of the Vox Machina Kickstarter. So it was roughly 2 years between the Kickstarter and the time that the series was released.
When did I start watching?
I don't remember when I started watching.
When did I start watching Critical Role?
I don't know. I got you into it.
Please say it wasn't after the Kickstarter ended.
I don't
It
remember.
probably was. I'd be like, no.
It might have been. But yeah,
That's insane.
yeah.
I mean, honestly, I didn't know what I'd expect from like 20 to 25-minute episodes.
Yeah.
But holy crap, it delivers.
Like it does. I'm excited for the most part to see what's in the future because knowing the story beats that there are.
Yeah. But I
and
mean,
it's-
also for people who've never ever watched Critical Role,
exactly.
it doesn't confuse them.
It doesn't because like you have to make it so that it's the same thing that they did with like The Last of Us HBO where it has to like it's the perfect mix of hey, here's some secret fun nods and bits to like the source material that like people will love and love, but you have to also make it so people who have no idea what the source material is can still understand and be interested.
Exactly. And I have got a few people interested.
We got Danny in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got Coda interested in Vox Machina. Hopefully doing watch parties soon.
Yeah.
On the channel. Not on Blue Minds, obviously,
Yeah.
but Calico.
But yeah, like okay.
But I mean, the way they've adapted it into 20 to 25-minute episodes from 4-hour sessions.
Yeah. Well, it's not that surprised me because 90% of all that time is spent rolling.
Fighting.
Is like turn-based combat, rolling for stuff. Which, if you shave all of that excess time out, that in universe doesn't exist.
No, yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to see Grog run. What is it? Something of flagons. What's it called? When he tries to run a D&D game.
Oh yeah, bunions and flagons.
Oh, really? I want to see him try to run that.
One thing that would be interesting to see, I don't think they will though, was Grog against Kern, the Crucible.
Yes, please.
Like, I'm interested to see like what starbits they have with it because like there's obviously the whole thing with Draconia. There's a Siege of Iman. There's fighting Raishan. What else is there? I'm trying to think because like let's assume that because
the potatoes are soft. I'll get them. I can mash. I've chopped some carrots in like stick shapes.
I don't want any.
No, it's fine, guy.
I'll just have mash.
All
right.
Yeah.
Sorry, wait.
That's fine. But I'm saying because like because it's Vox Machina has every vestige that they were told about in the show. So I'm wondering, like, what would they use to fill up the time slots for the episodes of next season? Because if they're not going for,
unless Raishan knows about all the other vestiges,
that actually, that would actually make a really good way for them to find out the other vestiges.
Yeah. Raishan says, like,
Raishan-
I know a way to help defeat Thordak.
Like, I know more
And
vestiges.
you'll
Here's
need
these ones.
more vestige.
You'll need to take out Voragol first.
Yeah.
Yeah, they take out Voragol. But yeah,
So yeah, Raishan could explain it.
that would be an interesting point. I'll try to explain it.
That would make more sense though, wouldn't it?
Well, it would, because like
I mean, they haven't got time to research anything.
they haven't got time to research anything because like with the way that the season ended, it ended with Vorgol saying Umbrasyl was felled in battle by Vox Machina. Umbrasyl, like you can kind of tell that Umbrasyl and Thordak hated each other.
Well, yeah, because
Yeah.
he was listening to Ripley.
Because he was listening to Ripley, and also Thordak was just displeased with everything. And Thordak did. So I don't think it makes sense that Thordak would not immediately take action against Vox Machina, at least not direct action.
Did we ever figure out why he was interested in all the gold?
The
Thordak
gold.
just wanted gold.
I think that part of it was just because the gold is just because the dragon's inherent like want for more gold and more wealth, you know.
Shiny.
I think that's the same. That's just why.
I guess I'm a dragon. Shiny.
Yeah. But like his real thing was, as we were kind of hinted at, all those dragon eggs.
Oh shit! Yes,
Yeah,
I forgot about that bit. at the end.
yeah, the dragon eggs at the end.
Jesus,
Yeah, but like
that's what the gold is for,
Yeah.
man.
exactly.
That was a lot of dragon eggs. Does
What
that
the-
happen in the show?
Yeah, the dragon eggs happened in the show. There were only like 4 or 5 dragon eggs in the campaign.
There's about 50.
Exactly.
They're gonna TPK Vox Machina.
Yeah, like
That's one way to end the show.
yeah, like
TPK.
like so
Well, that wins.
yeah, like Umbrasyl is dead, and Thordak isn't worried. I feel like it was only once Voragol was killed that Thordak is like, okay, they're coming for me next.
Yeah.
And so I don't know.
I don't know what's coming next, but honestly, I really hope it's this
Yeah.
year and I don't have to wait a whole year.
We might have to. I don't know.
Oh,
Oh, I just had an idea, and you know what would actually be a really interesting it would actually be a really interesting way to handle the rest of the conclave arc if they can do it properly, if they can like figure it out properly, which I believe they
Yeah.
can. So here's what they do, because all of that important stuff with Scanlan and Kaylee and all that stuff with Scanlan's growth and him leaving Vox Machina for a moment, and with Tyrion, you know.
Harry and Darren.
Because they've already shown that, like I said before, they're willing to deviate from the canon if it means like the betterment of the show and telling the right story they need to tell.
Mm-hmm.
What if season 3 details more of the fight against getting more vestiges, not knowing who to trust, trying to make a deal with the devil with Raishan, all in an effort to get more vestiges to fight Voragol. The whole thing with Scanlan dying, him leaving Vox Machina, Tyrion coming, Tyrion probably won't come until later. All that Scan leaves Vox Machina at the end of season 3.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking because I
Yeah,
was like,
and
he
then-
already looks like he wants to go.
Well, I don't necessarily think he's at the point where he wants to leave yet. He's at a crossroads where, like, I have a daughter now, and he's starting to realize that, like, he truly is starting to realize that I need to be better. And like in season 3, he might realize that better could mean perhaps the fact that, like, because he was angry at Vox Machina for not seeming to care.
Yeah.
So he could realize, like, that could be a catalyst for him leaving in season 3. Beginning of season 4, if season 4 happens, Tyrion comes in. Beginning of season 4, Tyrion comes in. All this stuff that like happened with Tyrion, because Tyrion's whole family thing that happened after the Conclave arc.
Yeah.
Tyrion's whole thing that happens as part of, heck, maybe one of the vestiges could be involved with Tyrion's family quest.
True.
And all of that. Here he comes in. And season 4 is combo of fighting Thordak and Rashan, while also Tyrion's coming in doing with the whole Tyrion arc. Beginning of season 5.
We hope.
Yeah, hopefully. Sprinkled throughout bits of season 4 are like, maybe we cut the scan like once or twice. See how he's doing while the rest of the group deals with the loss of Scanlan and everything. Season 5 is the whole thing where Scanlan comes back, Tyrion leaves again, because of the new emerging threat of Vecna.
Yep. Also, there's another thing I'd want to see.
Yeah.
The deck of many things.
Grog.
Grog.
I'm not gonna lie.
I really want to see Grog.
I
Just
would
go.
love I'm not gonna lie. I'm not going to lie.
The trinket backpack.
I'm not gonna. When I was in episode 12 of season 2, when they were searching through the Gold Hoard, there was a small part of my brain that was like, is the deck gonna be in this pile?
I was looking for it. I was like, is it there?
Well, because it was in the show. It was in Iman with Thordak.
Yeah.
Which actually,
So it's probably already in him on then.
That begs the question, and something that I could ask, I'd want to know from Matt, like, given the fact that when the party, because like all of the gold of Iman was underneath the city within Thordak's lair, the deck of many things was there. This could imply that the deck of many things was in Iman at some point. Where was it originally? Like, where was the deck originally before it got sent to Thordak's lair?
In someone's house.
That's what I'm saying. Like, was it in someone's house?
Gilmore.
That would be funny.
Maybe Gilmore had it.
Someone had it.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I mean, we could go on and on.
we
and
go
on.
on. We have to. I think we should end this here though, because we have to end it at
I
some
know.
point. We've talked a
know.
lot about it. But yeah.
This is a fucking amazing show.
It is. It so much is.
What's the rating that's got so far? Hold on.
If it's not 100%, 5 stars, everything like that, then
I'm checking it on whatchamacallit. Legend of Vox Machina.
It's still right. I mean, there's still a few tiny little bits in it, but I'm using the masher. And
Yeah.
I've put some
It needs some salt in it.
little bit of salt.
You put butter in it.
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's got 8.4 out of 10 on IMDb.
how dare they not rate it 10 out of 10?
Wait, why has it got 25 episodes? Wait, one.
The trailer. 12 episodes per season, plus a trailer. It would be 20. It should be 26th though, because there's two. I don't know.
Wait, no. It's showing this. Season 3. It's showing episode 1.
Okay, now I'll look it up later. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Let us know your thoughts, your predictions, and all that stuffs. And we'll see you next year, probably for season 3.
No, not next year. No.
We will see you tomorrow for season 3.
Yeah.
All right, bye.
Bye.